Liverpool completed the signing of Alexis MacAllister from Brighton for an eye-catching 35 million. Yes, you heard that right, 35 million. When you think about it, it's really nothing. At the time, Alexis MacAllister defined it as a dream come true and talked about how he hopes to win titles with Liverpool Football Club. He already has the Carabao Cup to his name, which is a great start. Jurgen Klopp deployed Alexis MacAllister as a lone six for much of the season, with Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai as the high eights, which raised some concerns about his position. Klopp, on the other hand, expressed his complete satisfaction with MacAllister. MacAllister is like a football doctor, is what Jurgen Klopp described him as, with his unparalleled knowledge and education about the game. So in this video, I'll look at how Alexis MacAllister went from a doubtful 6 to the best deal of the season. Before we get started though, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more. To start the season, Liverpool set up in their typical 4-3-3 formation with Trent Alexander-Arnold inverted from right back. When he inverts, he comes into the central areas and creates almost a double pivot with Alexis MacAllister. This allows Dominic Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones to be forward as high eights, creating a box midfield. As you are aware, this sometimes meant that Alexis MacAllister was on his own as a lone six. Why did this cause concern? To put it simply, Liverpool fans watched a guy who appeared uncomfortable as a lone six, especially when Trent Alexander-Arnold entered several of his favourite areas. Jurgen Klopp appeared to be wasting a tremendous talent, and the criticism reached a climax when MacAllister threw a ball away in a crucial scenario against previous side Brighton, allowing Liverpool to concede from the shot which Simon Adingra scored from. MacAllister's intensity for a six did not appear to be at par with players like Rodri and Declan Rice. This lack of covering ground made Liverpool highly prone to transitions, and they were continuously being dominated in the middle and in the centre. Furthermore, it appeared like MacAllister's offensive potential to score an assist was being hampered by the fact he had to collect the ball from so deep and advance it rather than being the man to collect it in the half spaces in the zone 14 where he's really good. Even with all the criticism though, it was intriguing to see how Jurgen Klopp and Alexis MacAllister's perspectives on his position and situation were. What were they saying? Following the game against Nottingham Forest, Jurgen Klopp stated that the usage of Alexis MacAllister as the six was never questioned by the coaching staff or the club. He also stated that the Forest game demonstrated exactly why he was deployed there, owing to his offensive ability. In a game where moments must be manufactured in very tight spaces, MacAllister will prosper, but it was his defensive performances in this game that made fans feel he could actually play as a six. With 4 tackles, 11 recoveries and a season high 17 progressive passes, this was the ultimate number 6 performance. Surprisingly, MacAllister is an excellent tackler. His technique is unconventional, but he wins the ball back more often than not. MacAllister himself said he appeared to really enjoy this positional change, and using him as a number 6 is new to him, but something that he's really prepared to learn. So in the second half of the season, and especially since returning from his injury, what has changed to Alexis MacAllister that he's become such a great success to this season? Liverpool's recent success and post-January and post-Wataru Endo coming back from the Asian Cup has seen Liverpool play a somewhat modified formation. Alexis MacAllister is no longer the lone six, and he's rarely the deepest midfielder. That is now the Japanese warrior Wataru Endo, who by the way has been an amazing game changer for Liverpool, but he deserves his own dedicated video with how brilliant he has been. If you want to see a breakdown of that though, please comment down below. But this implies that Alexis MacAllister is playing like a 6, but with more leeway to push up, as evidenced by his performances. Alexis MacAllister has scored 2 goals and he's assisted 3 times in the last 4 or 5 games, demonstrating his newfound freedom. His calmness in and around the box is amongst the best in midfield. Take his goal against Brentford for example. Mo Salah found him and he made the perfect run into the box. His first touch was brilliant to get it around the defender, and then he toe pokes it in. Or his late game winning assist against Nottingham Forest. He has a defender right next to him. It's the last kick of the game. He creates separation on his weaker foot, chips in the ball straight onto Darwin Nunez's head, who finished it off. It was a world-class assist at a world-class time. Furthermore, the most recent game versus Manchester City, he come up against a proper test in the midfield. You have Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva. These are all-timers in the midfield. Alexis MacAllister and Wataru Endo were the ones who shone brightest. Absolutely outplayed that midfield. But what makes Alexis MacAllister the perfect midfielder? And why does he remind me so much of Ilkay Gundogan and what he did at Manchester City, which was really going under the radar? Despite all the discussion about his defensive flaws, since the beginning of the season, MacAllister ranks in the 97th and 95th percentile for possession-adjusted tackles and pressures amongst midfielders. And as well as this, he is in the 80th percentile for progressive passes and the 73rd percentile for progressive carries, as well as being a menace in the box. This is an excellent midfielder who can play as a 6, he can play as an 8, and he can comfortably play as a 10. The rarest of midfield profiles, or as Jurgen Klopp calls him, the doctor of the midfield. His level of game intelligence and tactical versatility make him a coach's dream. He exploits any vulnerabilities in the midfield and takes over that position. He's also demonstrating real intent throughout the business end of the season. Let's not forget about his remarkable ability to remain composed on penalties as well. That penalty against Manchester City was a huge situation, huge pressure on his shoulders, and he whacked it into the bottom corner with absolute ease. Overall, Alexis MacAllister has been a key cause for Liverpool's midfield to evolve over the previous season and reclaim his position as one of the best in the league. In my opinion, he's one of the best midfielders I've ever seen play for Liverpool. I'm talking like Steven Gerrard, Javier Mascherano, Xavi Alonso. He is up there. His degree of technical security, the progressive nature of his moves and passing, and just in general his work ethic off the ball make him an outstanding midfielder for any side. The best compliment I can give Alexis MacAllister is that he is one of the few midfielders in the world and in the Premier League especially who could start for Manchester City to provide the correct balance for Rodri and DM, which they're currently lacking, and he would start for Arsenal as the LCM or CDM alongside Declan Rice, which Jorginho is currently playing. During his time at Brighton, he played in a double pivot with Caicedo, who was signed for almost 115 million by Chelsea, in addition to playing with Enzo Fernandez at Argentina, who was also signed by Chelsea for over 100 million. They have both played with each other. We've seen Enzo and Caicedo play with each other in the midfield for Chelsea, and so far that midfield appears to be imbalanced. Maybe that is because the real 100 million midfielder in both of those midfields that we've seen in the past was the midfield doctor himself, Alexis MacAllister, who Jurgen Klopp and his squad signed for just 35 million. A true bargain in today's game, and for me, he is the bargain signing of the summer. If you enjoyed this video about Alexis MacAllister's season at Liverpool so far and how the media's perception of him has changed over time as the season has gone on, don't forget to like, comment down below other bargains that you've seen from the summer, and subscribe for more videos. Peace.